the marriage that stood strong. The African love story built on Christ, one of the most successful marriage stories ever told. In a world where marriages break like dry leaves, where love is treated like a feeling instead of a covenant, one marriage stood strong like a tree planted by rivers, not because they were rich, not because life was easy, but because their foundation was deeper than romance. Before you give up on marriage, hear the story of Kojo and Abena. Kojo was raised in a small town in Ghana, in a humble home where his mother sold kenki and his father was a teacher. Abena grew up in Cape Coast, not in luxury, but in love and discipline. Her parents didn't have much, but they had something rare, a home where prayer was normal. They met during a youth conference that brought together young believers from Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, and South Africa. Kojo noticed something different about Abena. She wasn't loud. She wasn't trying to impress. She carried peace. And Abena saw something in Kojo too, a man with vision, humility, and reverence for God. Their relationship didn't start with pressure. It started with purpose. Before Kojo asked for her hand, he asked for her heart and her prayer life. They married young with simple clothes, a small reception, and big faith. No mansion, no luxury cars. But they had something stronger, a covenant built on Christ. Kojo told Abena on their wedding night, "We may not have everything, but if we have God, we have enough." These were the principles that made them succeed. First, God was their priority. Every morning before work, before children, before stress, they prayed together. Their marriage wasn't built on emotions. It was built on God, remembering, unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain. Second, they practiced forgiveness quickly. They argued sometimes, but they never allowed pride to sleep in their home. Kojo would say, "I'm sorry, not because I'm weak, but because love is stronger than ego." Abena lived by the command to forgive, as Christ forgave her. Third, they served, not demanded. Kojo didn't treat Abena like a servant, and Abena didn't treat Kojo like an enemy. They submitted to one another out of reverence for Christ. Fourth, they respected roles without competing. Kojo led with love, and Abena supported with wisdom. There was no competition, only partnership. He obeyed the call to love his wife as Christ loved the church, and she honored the truth that a wise woman builds her house. Finally, they protected their marriage from outside noise. Friends talked, social media compared, and culture pressured. But Kojo and Abena guarded their hearts, knowing that not everyone clapping for you wants you to last. Years passed. Kojo became successful,